Hi, this is Carolyn Elephant of MyShingle.com and welcome to day 4 of your law practice. So what we're going to talk about today is some of the most important advice that I have for those of you who are starting a firm from scratch or with very few clients and a questionable steady source of revenue. And that advice is, don't get locked in. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about it with regard to 3 potential expenses: rent, practice management systems, and marketing. So first of all, with regard to rent, let's say somebody comes to you and says, I've got this great deal, $1,500 on an office space right near the courthouse, but you've got to sign an 18-month lease. And you think, wow, this is ideal for me. I could just cross the street and go into court and argue my cases, come back to my office, yada, yada, yada. But it may turn out that you wind up with cases that aren't in that courthouse. It may turn out that your clients don't particularly like coming to that office space. It may turn out that that office is a little hole on an isolated hall or in a smelly basement, and you really don't like going in there every day because it's depressing and you wind up working from home anyway. So what's the solution to locking into office space prematurely? Well, there are plenty of them. First of all, many attorneys these days start their firms from their house. But understandably, there are people who feel like they can't work from home, and if that's the situation for you, there are a myriad of co-working spaces that you can find. They're very affordable, they run month to month, and you're working alongside other entrepreneurs and other people who are starting businesses, and that positive energy is what's going to keep you going into the office every day. After 6 months or a year, you'll get to know other people, and you may find other attorneys who you can sublet space from, or you may find space that is ideal for the types of clients and the type of practice that you've decided to focus on. So that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't lock into rent starting out. Now let's turn to other types of services like law practice management systems. It's really important to start using them and getting in the habit of that up front. But again, test out the systems. The type of system that one of your colleagues or a person at a tech show might be raving about just may not be right for your practice. Many of these services offer free trials. Check out the free trials, use them for a couple of months, and see if a particular product works for you, and then you can decide whether to lock into a long-term contract. Personally, during a first year, I would probably go month to month at least through the end of the first year, but at a minimum, give it 6 months. Finally, marketing. This is where people make the biggest mistakes. They lock into marketing and coaching contracts that are very expensive and long-term, and they create an extra burden and level of stress for attorneys who are just starting out. With a marketing program, whether it's SEO or a coaching program, you really need to have a trial period to see if this particular program is going to work for you. You need to see if this coach or this marketer is somebody who you can work with, and you need to see whether this search engine optimization that's being offered to you is effective or whether it's producing the types of clients you want. In many practices, the clients who you'll find online through SEO are not necessarily the ones you want to serve. You may find that your better source of clients is through personal referrals, and that $700 a month you're spending on SEO may be better spent on holding events or attending conferences or just taking people out for an old-fashioned cup of coffee. Anyway, this is Carolyn Elephant, and my advice again for your first year: don't get locked in.